Hey, Mr. Mike Pompeo, shouldn't we have another music Bible study from Jesus Christ? I go one myself. I think we should, sir. Now, I'm not going to play the song, but the song is by the band Steely Dan, and the song is called Do It Again. I'll read the lyrics and I'll do my best to discern what may have historically just happened, predicted by the angels Steely Dan about maybe it's someone named my father, my earthly father wants to do me in. The song is called Do It Again. In the morning you go gunning for the man who stole your water. What does that mean? My father doesn't want me to succeed. And sometimes I have him and my mother Sherry buy me some Liquid Death Mountain Spring Water. What's wrong with that? I invest it. Nothing's wrong. Let's read the lyrics. I can't flip the camera. In the morning you go gunning, Greg, for Chris who stole your Liquid Death water. Because I don't want to give Chris any money. Chris, he has it out for me, okay? In the morning, Greg goes gunning for the man who stole his water. Liquid Death Mountain Spring Water. In the morning, you go for the man who stole your water. And you fire till he is done in. But they catch you at the border. So a couple of days ago, before I went to the grocery store with my mother, I heard my father calling on speaker of the sheriff's department or something. They don't really answer in Spokane. You get a ring. He called one time. Finally, I heard him say that Sheriff Ronan had called. Greg kept calling police departments until he finally got a hold of one, and he fired a bunch of false testimony about me. So Greg fired till I was done in. Like he fired till he got a hold of a police officer and turned me in as a dangerous man, mentally ill criminal. In the morning, you go gunning for the man who stole your water. Greg's pissed at me because sometimes they buy me Liquid Death and he doesn't like it. And you fire till he is done in, meaning me. But they catch you at the border. So after my mother and I left to go to the grocery store, on their video camera, there's Wi-Fi connected. My mother got a notification there was someone at her house. That's when the black guy that was the gang member pulled up in the white PT Cruiser. They caught Greg at the border of the yard. And the Trump administration, the FBI, and the police are inside of this internet system. They can see everything that comes through those door cameras and the driveway camera. They caught the black gang member at the driveway camera in a white PT Cruiser. They caught Greg. They caught the black gang member who was probably hired by Greg, let's say, before he even got here, at the border. They caught Greg at the border. And the mourners are all singing as they drag you by your feet. Well, I think it was that day that my cousin Andy Barrington's little girls got here, and those little girls were sad that they're losing their mom and dad for a couple of days. Their parents are going to Ireland, and the mourners were all singing because they're little kids. They miss their mom and dad, and they're going with Greg and Sherry to Oregon to visit Mike and Tanya Hoover, whoever they're visiting. They dragged Greg by his feet. Like my nieces Caitlin and Cassie used to grab me by the feet and make me drag them around. My father and mother had to deal with Andy's little girls, 3 little girls. The mourners, they're sad their parents are gone. And they're off to Oregon. But the hangman isn't hanging. And they put you on the street. Well, when I got back from the store, they tried to set me up to scare the gang member that was still here, so he could play the woke card and maybe fire and shoot me. Because this is a guy that they're gonna say that I'm dangerous. I'm claiming to be a police officer. I'm not. And the guy's a black, and he's afraid of police officers, and he's afraid he's gonna kill him. So maybe the black gang member that's here was gonna shoot me. But instead of me going and talking to the black gang member and saying hi, I went and spoke on the internet, talked to the police. And meanwhile, his wife was watching out in the distance and called him by surprise. Said, "Hey, you got to come home. You got to come home." The guy panicked and left. He wasn't able to kill me. Then Greg goes back, Jack, and does it again. Wheels turning around like his mind, his thoughts. Go back, Jack, do it again. When you know she's no high climber, meaning my niece Erin Barrett, meaning Erin never watches Chris on the internet. She doesn't even like Chris. Erin's not a fan of her Uncle Chris. When you know Erin's no high climber, then you find your only friend Erin. My niece does love me. Greg finds my niece Erin in a bedroom with the 2-timer that is me. Hey, I'm Chris Kroll, the son of Greg Kroll, but I'm a Trump supporter. And Erin has been in my internet pages for a long time watching me. Erin's been in an internet room with me, and she supports me and President Trump. And Greg knows he's near the end. Then you love a little wild one, and she brings you only sorrow. Well, little kids are wild. The little buzz kids down that were here. Andy's kids, they're wild little girls. My father's pretty grumpy, man. Greg's doing his best to take care of these little kids, and they make him. Greg gets worn out easy. So when Greg loves these little wild ones, he's like dealing with little kids that are playing and stuff. The little wild ones bring Greg sorrow. All the time, Andy's little girls are smiling. Greg will be on his knees tomorrow. Greg goes back, Jack does it again. Wheels turn around. Greg goes back, Jack, and does it again. Now you swear and kick and beg us, Greg. You hate guns. You don't support guns. No one should have guns, knives. Chris is dangerous. Chris shouldn't own a hammer. No one should have guns. You believe in democracy. And you swear and kick and beg us, Greg, that you're not a gambling man. You don't play with guns. Then you find you're back in Vegas gambling because you went to Mike Hoover's house and probably borrowed one of his guns. You find you're back in Vegas with a handle in your hand. What does a handle mean? Well, a pistol has a handle. There may potentially be a gun transferred to Greg Kroll from Mike Hoover. Greg doesn't have to get a permit. If by law, I believe that if Mike Hoover has gun rights and Greg is family, Mike Hoover can just let Greg borrow the gun. Greg finds himself back in Vegas, meaning like playing bad odds with a gun in his hand, a handle in his hand. Your black cards can make you money, like Marsha Blackburn, the corrupt Republican, sending emails trying to say, hey, Greg, you better fix it. Hey, Greg, did you get my email? Marsha Blackburn is also in cahoots with my Democrat father, Greg Kroll. When your black cards can make you money, Marsha Blackburn, Greg, can make you money. So you hide Marsha Blackburn when you're able. Remember, you party switched and voted for Nikki Haley to sabotage Trump, but you're really a Democrat. But Marsha Blackburn's also a fake Republican. So Greg hides Marsha Blackburn when he's able to. But in the land of milk and honey, like this house where Jesus Christ lives, it's vegetarian, drinks coconut milk, and likes to eat honey when he can, doesn't have it very often. You must put your cards on the table like I did. I exposed Marsha Blackburn as a corrupt Republican. You got to put your cards on the table, man. Greg goes back, Jack does it again. We'll turn it around and go back, Jack, do it again. Let me read the lyrics one more time, I'll be done. I'll sing it as best I can. In the morning you go gunning for the man who stole your water, and you fire till he is done, but they catch you at the border. And the mourners are all singing as they drag you by your feet. But the hangman, Jesus Christ, isn't hanging, and they put Greg on the street. You go back, Greg, do it again. Thoughts turning round and round. You go back, you son of a bitch, you do it again. When you know Aaron's no high climber, then you find your only friend in your room with your son that's a two-timer MAGA Republican, and Greg is sure he's near the end. I don't know where I'm at. Then you love a little wild one. Respectfully, he didn't touch her, but just playing with little kids. And she brings you only sorrow. All the time, those little buskins are smiling. You'll be on your knees tomorrow. You go back, Jack, do it again. We'll turn it round and round. You go back, Greggy Poo, do it again. Ooh. Now you swear and kick and beg us, Greg, that you don't like guns. You don't support them. You're a Democrat. You swear and kick and beg us that you're not a gun-toting man. Then you find you're back in Vegas with Mike Hoover's handle in your pants. Your Marsha Blackburn cards can make you money. So you hide Marsha Blackburn and party switching to party switching when you're able. In a land that is Chris's of milk and honey, you must put your truth on the table. You go back, Greggy Poo, do it again. We'll turn it round and round. Go back, Jack, do it again. I just want my wife. Thanks for letting me live her, Mom and Dad. Bye.